Why dropping out of high school won't get you very far. This is Woken Up here, brand new video, brand new topic. Those of you who are new to this channel, comment down below, share the video, like the video if you like, subscribe, support a brother out. Let me know what you think. All is welcome and God bless. I'm just making this video because it came to my mind on how times are changing, how hard times are becoming, and how the average person in the United States, even in the world today, is not going to be a millionaire. And if you choose or decide to be a millionaire, you have to be very blessed, extremely grateful, or you would have to do something unimaginable. And I'm not going to stray off of topic. I'm just going to stick to the same exact topic. I'm just here to keep it real. This is coming from an average person living in the United States. I'm going to keep it real with you. Back in 2018 was the year that I finally made the change to push myself to change my situation from being a high school dropout to getting my GED. I posted about 2 videos on YouTube on the steps that I took to change my life, change my route, change my direction in life. Because even working for McDonald's, even being a single male by yourself, you have no high school diploma, you're out of luck. Most jobs are now requiring you to at least have a GED or a high school diploma. And on the average salary today, most people who does not have a high school diploma or a GED on hand, they're making less than $20K a year. Or if you're even blessed, maybe a little bit over that. But at the exact same time, you're not getting that job that you want. You're not living comfortably. You could get only so far. Everyone's not Jeff Bezos. Everyone is not the founder of McDonald's, of Burger King, of H&M. That's 1 in a million. 1 in 10 million to be exact. Everybody's not going to be rich and successful. A lot of people that are high school dropouts, when they feel like they got nothing to lose, a lot of them fall under depression. They fall under drugs. The streets is the one that cheats them. They end up in prison. They end up in jail. A lot of people and a lot of young teenagers has a lot of reasons to just drop out of school altogether. It's because they were bullied. No discipline. They joined a gang. The wrong people took them out. They made the wrong people make them decide to change their ways and drop out of high school. And high school is such a big topic is because it's basically the end line on where you'll take your life next. Because most careers and blue collar jobs today, right? Even in the workforce, most jobs still require today a high school diploma or a GED. If you don't have neither one of those, 90% of the time, and you have a 90% chance of being denied a work opportunity that you really want to work on, or that you really want to work forward to or towards to. Okay, I had a hard time finding a job. There was even a time where I even lied on my resume, and this is going to be a true story. I was one of those people that looked up the easiest and cheapest way of just obtaining a high school equivalency diploma online. The school that I thought was the most legit was called Penn Foster. I do not recommend that because boy was I freaking wrong. I did all that I could. I got by. I finally supposedly graduated. They make it seem like you're graduating. You're paying for a piece of paper. Once I got that Penn Foster high school diploma, I started applying to a lot of jobs. It was not recognizable during my time in New York. It was not accredited at all. I keep getting denied. I got a lot of calls. I got in the door for a lot of interviews, but guess what? It didn't go anywhere. A lot of interviewers, they were happy to see me. The moment they found out and questioned my status, if I had a high school diploma or not, their whole mood changed. Penn Foster is unaccredited, and they knew for a fact, even the title alone, they knew it was bullcrap. People could tell. People could do their research. If your high school diploma or a GED is not accredited at all in the exact state that you're from, or even the state that you moved to, you're going to have a hard, impossible time looking for work. It was embarrassing. I wasted over $500 to $600 on a fake high school diploma. There is no way in the United States, where you could just buy your way to get a high school diploma online. It does not work that way. You have to be homeschooled to acquire your GED, or you have to study to get the GED. And I think you have to be 17 or 18 years old from what I remember. If you're under the age 18, you have to get an adult. Yes, you have to get an adult to sign for you to take the GED. If not, if you're above 18, 19, 20 years old, you could go in on your own. Find your local school or learning center for adults of learning to get your GED, because this is what I had to do. Being a high school dropout is not nice. It wasn't fun. It got me nowhere. I was stuck at a minimum wage job that I ended up getting, luckily and blessed, from one of my good friends. And this was the time when I was in high school. And I worked my way up from there. And since then, I wasn't going anywhere. I had to let my boss know, like, hey, I'm just going to be truthful. I never finished high school. I don't want to lose this job. And I need the money to get my GED. He understood. I took the time to find a school that'll work with my schedule. And I did. Thank God. It was called the Brooklyn Adult Learning Center. This was on Nostrand Avenue during my time when I was in Brooklyn, New York. This is also the same time I was married. I just got married, just had a baby. I didn't want my own children to be disappointed. And what motivated me the most is that there was a lot of people in my class during my time going to that night school that teaches you and prepares you to get your GED. Most of those people in the class were over 30 years old. I seen people that was as old as 50 to 60 years old without a high school diploma or a GED. I had people that I spoke to were full of remorse, regret, 50, 60 years old. They said they let the streets take them. They're thankful that they're alive, but they're depressed. They're very depressed. They're not happy. They don't feel excited about life. They threw their lives away. Who want to live like that? Making lower than 15, 14, 13 bucks an hour. Not even getting a job, because most jobs require you to even have a high school diploma or GED today in order to work and make money. So if you're on the streets and you don't got that, what else do you have left? You have to turn your life around. If I could go back in time and not drop out of the high school that I used to go to and actually required my high school diploma, all that time that I've wasted trying to get my GED, I could have had. I would have been done. I would have been done with high school at the age of 18. I had my high school diploma, but I ended up getting my GED at the age of 24. And I'm 29 years old. I'm a year away from being 30, guys. I'm a year away from being 30 years old. You can move up in the ranks. You don't have to go to college. And if you want to go to college, depending on your preference, on your career that you want to do it the smart way. Earn scholarships. Make waves to be a volunteer, to get that school the classes and the debt paid off. I knew family members who did it. There's people that did it. It's never too late. Now, for me, in my own preference, to me, college is a waste of time, because from what I want to do, I'm looking to grow in a company, in an organization. And having a lot of work skills does matter, because if you don't spend a lot of time in the workforce and even acquiring a lot of work skills, Having a college degree with no experience at all is going to be useless, especially in the workforce, because most jobs require today to at least have years of some experience, especially for high level entry jobs. And for entry jobs that require no experience, most of the time they're willing to train people because most of the time those are low paying wage jobs. That those average jobs wages are normally $15 an hour, and it's not that bad if you're single, but it depends on the area that you live in. If you're living in a major city like New York City, Chicago, whatever major city or state that you live in, if you're in a major city, right, it's going to be very hard for you to get by. You're going to most likely have to get a roommate or live with your parents. As long as you get yourself together before it's not too late. You do not want to be 40 years old, high school dropout. Even for women that drop out of high school because they had kids with Pookie and Ray Ray. There's women that had kids young. And that was their main reasons of having to drop out of high school. I'm just going to be truthful. One of my sisters was a high school dropout. She came to me for advice, and she asked me, where did I go to get my GED? I told her the name of the school. She did what she was supposed to do. Now she's in college, about to finish her, I think it's her bachelor's or master's degree to be a social worker. That's amazing. This is what she wants to do, because in the job market field in New York City, there's a big need for social workers. It varies by state. It's like price and demand. Whatever the demand is in the job, that's the type of job that you go for, especially if it's something that you want to pursue and you see yourself getting cozy and relaxing in after you retire. Okay? I believe in growing in the workforce, and this is my preference. I've done my time in school, and now these days also, the GED is changing every year. 20 years from now, the GED is not going to be the same anymore. Back then, it was easier to acquire the GED with a score of 500 on each test. There's the math, the science, I believe there's social studies, history, writing, and reading. 5 subjects you have to pass. The time when I took the GED, I had to get a 600. No, I think I had to get a 550 or 600 and above in order to pass. And now, that time when I took my GED, that was a college level entry test GED. It was freshman college entry level. That's how hard the GED is right now. You have to study your butt off, and that's exactly what I had to do. I studied for about a whole year just to get my GED, and it was a blessing from God that I actually passed it on my first try. I passed each subject with 5 stars and red ribbons. Got my GED. I was finally confident enough to apply for jobs, go into interviews, and guess what? I haven't been turned away from a job ever since. Unless if I didn't qualify or I was not the right candidate. But hey, I got nothing to lose and I got nothing to hide. Because what employees do now, even if you lie about having a GED or you falsify it, right? They will find out by doing a background check. They'll verify if the type of GED that you have, the high school diploma. They don't physically ask for it. On very rare occasions, some of them might do. But most of the time, they're going to do a background check, look on the website, and there are specific websites that they go on to verify if you have a high school diploma or a GED. That's how you'll know. Like I said, going in life without a GED or a high school diploma is no joke. You do not want to live like that. This is coming from a person who dropped out of high school. And my reason for dropping out of high school is because I was done with school. I met the wrong people. I wasted my own time. I was done with school. I got tired of studying. I was unmotivated. And I can't blame my dad not being there for me in my life. I had a choice after a while. I was lazy. I was unmotivated. When I realized the moment of having a family after I met my wife, I got tired of that guilt, and that motivated me to want to change because I had a son, my first child. I wanted to take care of my son, take care of my wife. I didn't want to be a failure and hide the lies all my life because I knew it was going to be hard on her, and that was not going to be fair to her either, or myself, or my kids. I did what I was supposed to do. To all the people that's thinking about dropping out of high school, think twice about doing that. And if you choose to do that, make sure you acquire your GED as well as soon as possible, because it's no joke out here. The older you get, the harder it's going to be. And a lot of companies do not like hiring older people. This is why I'm thankful to even be young in the workforce and working my way up from there. Get your act and get your lives together, because it's hard out here. Times is changing. The years are changing. 2022 is going to be over very soon. And a few years from now, the GED and even getting a high school diploma might be even more harder. You don't know what can happen. It's always good to be prepared. This is Walker Up here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.